Okay, would everybody please stand for the presenting of colors?
Right, base. Prepare to post the colors. Post. Three, cover. Present. On.
If you'd please join us in the pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order. Arm. Left. Base.
Please remain standing for the invocation. Father in heaven, we ask you, Lord, at this time to bless this gathering. And Lord, we be with us as we honor these individuals for their accomplishments in the fire department, Lord. Lord, we pray for their success. We pray for those who follow them and for those who lead them, Father. And Father, with the end of being service to the citizens of Urbana in a professional way. We ask, Lord, that you'll oversee the department and the members, keep them from harm, and continuing through their careers and through the history of this fire department, that you'll keep us all safe and keep us focused on the service that we provide for the community. Just in your son's name we pray. Amen.
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 Okay, you might all maybe see it. I'd like to thank everybody for attending. It looks like we really have a great crowd today, so I want to thank everybody for that. I want to recognize family, friends, our mayor, our city clerk, and all the staff in the fire department. Thank you all for being here and honoring these individuals on their accomplishments in the fire department. We've kind of got a tradition that at the beginning of these promotional exercises, I go through a real quick and brief history of this fire department. It's got a very long and rich history, and so this little bit that I am going to say really doesn't give it justice, but just gives everybody an idea of how long this fire department's been around and what it's been involved in. Sometime after 1855, the first group of volunteer firefighters in Urbana was known as the Babcock Boys, which consisted of about 40 young men and boys organized into a bucket brigade. A large fire in Urbana in 1871 consumed 30 buildings, wiped out 49 businesses, and resulted in $116,145 fire loss. This fire happened on the same day as the Great Chicago Fire and the Peshtigo, Wisconsin Fire. And on that day, from all the accounts that I've read, it was a very hot, dry, and windy day that contributed to all these fires. I'm sure many more nationwide. From the ashes of the 1871 conflagration came the seeds of an organized fire department in Urbana. It began with the city purchasing its first fire apparatus in 1871, which consisted of a hose cart and a hand pump. It was followed by the third city ordinance of 1874, which provided for the organization of fire companies and it defined their duties. In 1875, Urbana voted to start installing water mains, followed in 1880 with Mayor Colonel Busey recognizing that a regular force of firemen was needed under the city's control. Thus, in 1881, the Urbana Fire Department was born. The Urbana Fire Department has seen many changes throughout the years. In 1897, Urbana purchased its first horse-drawn fire apparatus, which was pulled by a set of rented horses. In 1900, the first city ordinance of the year set the salary for the fire chief and the firefighters. Then in 1902, funds were raised in Urbana to purchase 3 teams of horses and 2 more fire wagons. As the department moves forward in 1913, it purchased Champaign County's first motor-driven fire engine. By 1947, Urbana owned 2 engines and a ladder truck. Today, Urbana Fire Department responds to emergencies with a fleet of 4 frontline engines, 1 100-foot ladder truck, and a dedicated command car. Additionally, there are 4 staff cars, 3 reserve engines, a special operations tow vehicle, and 6 specialty trailers, and an ATV. So we've come a long way from those wagons and the horses. From 1915 until approximately 1913, Urbana was a full-time paid department with 7 firefighters who worked 6 24-hour shifts in a row, followed by 1 day off. The firemen were able to go home for lunch and dinner every day. From 1930 until 1958, Urbana was a 2-platoon fire department. They worked 24 hours, followed by 24 hours off duty. The department moved to its current 24 hours on duty and 48 hours off duty in 1958, and we continue that schedule today. Through the years, the department has been located at 3 different addresses, originally located at 105 North Broadway. Then in 1908, it moved to the 100 block of West Elm, just about where the parking garage is right now. And that was right next to the city building. In 1964, after 56 years on Elm Street, the department moved to the current address at 400 South Vine Street, which later became the city building complex. So the fire station preceded the city building. Then in 1968, the department grew by adding the Philo Road substation, soon followed in 1971 with the North Lincoln substation. The opening of each substation added 9 additional firefighters. The fire department remained the same size for the next 27 years, and in 1998, the University of Illinois' decision to disband its 100-year-old fire department resulted in a contract with the city of Urbana to staff the university fire station and provide fire protection to the campus community. Urbana absorbed 9 of the university firefighters and hired 6 additional firefighters to provide fire protection. Services were delivered from the old U of I fire station at 1308 West Green Street until 2002. And then the university built the current fire station, which is 1107 West Gregory, followed by the purchase of a new apparatus for the station. Through the years, many traditions have stayed the same, such as Urbana Red fire apparatus and the Federal Q sirens that are very distinctive. It lets people know that it's the fire department responding. But traditions take a second place as the department continues to be a leader in the fire service by providing high-quality, cutting-edge services. Included in these services are company-level, commercial, and multifamily building inspections and pre-plans, home fire and life safety surveys, smoke detector replacement, comprehensive education programs in the schools and throughout the community, advanced level medical care to our citizens through our EMTI program, and technician level rescue and hazardous materials mitigation. The Urbana Fire Department, we always have a can-do attitude about our services and community. That's what being an Urbana firefighter is all about, and it's what we expect from our employees. And it's what we look for in our officers, our chief officers, our firefighters, engineers, all the way down through the fire department. In addition to this, I'm going to give just a brief history of a recent history of the rank structure in Urbana. Pre-1996, Urbana was made up of the rank structure. You had firefighters, and then you went to the lieutenant rank, a captain rank, an assistant chief rank, and then a fire chief. From 1996 to 2009, that was changed to a firefighter rank, a lieutenant rank, then a division chief rank, and then a fire chief rank. And in 2009, we went to our present system, which is really, I think, the best system that we've had thus far on the rank structure. We now have firefighters, engineers, lieutenants, captains, division chiefs, and then a fire chief. So we have 5 promoted positions now. Okay. First off, on the promotions, we're going to have remarks by Captain Dave Wisher about Lieutenant Matt Ennis.
You're not getting that. I guess both of them because they look alike. No, that's fine. That's fine. You might have some shots at him too. So I received the dubious honor of speaking about Matthew. So I spent quite a bit of time getting my notes together about all the good stuff he's done. It's going to take a while. Let me read that. There's still some space on it if you got it. Sorry, man. You know I love you. First, congratulations not only to Matt, but everybody that's getting promoted today. And I remember Matthew when he was part of that youth group that would run around the station on ride-alongs annoying us for years. He looked so cute in that little Curious George helmet that he used to carry around. And, but you know, I've watched Matt grow over the years and turn into a fine young man. And one thing I admire about him is his work ethic, which I assume he got from you. Matt throws everything he has into everything he does. He brings everything he's got to the table. I mean, I wish it could be more, but it is what it is. And he, but he just, you know, takes everything to the extreme that he can. He wants to do the best that he can. And when he was preparing for this lieutenant's test, he prepared as much more than anybody. And that's why he did as well as he did. And I'm going to kind of charge you with that to continue that work ethic, continue to grow. And I've enjoyed working with you on the, Matt's an integral part of our tech rescue team. He actually does a ton of work on the trailers, the inventory, and last summer we actually went to Quincy on a training, and we only had half a team, but we had a really good showing. Actually, they said 28 did a strong showing. And one instance I saw Matthew, I'm standing there with one of the Task Force 1 guys, one of the state USAR team guys, and they'd set up a kind of thing to trip us up. It was about a 16-inch I-beam, half-inch thick. We broke through a little thin metal, sheet metal thing, and there that was. So we start setting up the torch and everything. Well, Matthew, give him a little time, he's going to come up with something. He saw a K-12 sitting there, which is a big saw with a metal blade, and he cut 2 cuts through that thing in no time. I was even amazed at it, and the task force guy even said, well, wasn't expecting that. So like I say, I appreciate all the help and stuff that Matthew has given me on that. And Matt's a family man, he's a businessman, and he puts everything he's got into that too. His family is his life. And I was fortunate to work with you for a long time, and I appreciate that time, brother. So Matt, I charge you with keeping that same work ethic. Continue to grow, take care of your people, because they can make or break you. But I also throw the challenge to his crew now, and anybody he has in the future, that help support him and help him succeed, because we win or lose as a team. And you need to help your people grow. Be a person of integrity. So this is a good place. This is something that we all should kind of go by, but I think that starting your career as an officer, it's a good thing to go by. I can't take credit for this. It was from Colonel Roy Mortensen, who is a director out at FSI. It's his leadership tenets. He was in charge of quite a few Marines when he was in the Marine Corps, and he noticed a direct correlation when he transferred that over to being a firefighter, because we are paramilitary. He said, be a good person, a person of character and strength. You will always be a good firefighter. Never be afraid to take a moral or ethical stand on something you believe in your gut to be right. Stand up and be counted. Someone has to lead. In the absence of authority, take charge. We are a band of brothers, and it's not just a Shakespearean line, and I use that brothers and sisters. We are a band of brothers, so like a brother, never turn your back on a fellow firefighter. Always strive to be tactically and technically proficient in all you do. The price of anything less is far too costly. Our environment is uncertain and lethal. Never let it be said that you lost a man or a woman because you failed to do your homework. I will listen to and help any person, anytime. I expect my subordinate leaders to do the same. However, every member of our team must reach out and grab that offered hand. Everything I do must prepare myself and my team for the mission success and survival. Our enemies must understand that they have but 2 choices, make peace or die. Take care of your family. Stress at home tears at the fiber of our organization. I will hold myself accountable for all I do and don't do, and I will hold others accountable for their actions commensurate with their position of responsibilities at every level. Don't lie, steal, or cheat. Never accept hazing, racism, or otherwise cruel, demeaning behavior. It is a hallmark of the ignorant and unprofessional. Mistakes of omission will not be accepted. If you act and make a mistake because you lacked accurate information but did your best, all can be fixed. If your mistake is bedded in failure to try, all will be painful. I'm going to close with one more quote. It's from Greek mythology, and it is very true, and that's why we strive to be the best that we can be. It says, of every 100 men in battle, 10 shouldn't even be there. 80 are nothing but targets. 9 are the real fighters, and we're glad to have them, for they make the battle. Ah, but the one is the warrior who brings the others home. Good luck, brother. Good.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Matt Ennis,
I, Matt Ennis,
do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the duties of the position of lieutenant
I do solemnly swear, and I will faithfully execute the duties of my position of a lieutenant
for the city of Urbana in the county of Champaign, Illinois,
for the city of Urbana in the county of Champaign, Illinois,
and will, to the best of my ability,
and will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States,
preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States, the state of Illinois,
the state of Illinois,
the state of Illinois,
and the charter and ordinances of the city of Urbana,
and the charter and ordinance of the city of Urbana,
acting rightfully for the citizens of Urbana.
acting rightly for the citizens of Urbana.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Stand straight.
Okay, Division Chief Derek Old was going to come up and say a few things about Lieutenant French Short.
Come on in. I'm going to keep this short. It's my honor to offer remarks on behalf of Lieutenant Trent Short. Trent was born and raised here in Urbana. He graduated from Urbana High School in 1985. He followed in the footsteps of his father, a 25-year veteran of the Urbana Fire Department. He's obviously smarter than his brother Todd for joining the fire service over the police department. For you, Todd. Trent understands what it means to be a leader in the fire service. He's an unselfish member of our department, is always willing to do the extra work, take the extra step, go the extra mile without regard for recognition or personal gain. Trent's served our department in many capacities. He was a firefighter for 12 years, promoted to engineer April of 2012. He served on the union executive board for 9 years, all as a union president. And that's why you have your gray hair. Chest pain. I know all of these positions have prepared you for your new position of lieutenant. It's always a pleasure to see one of our first shift brothers be promoted. We take pride when one of our own puts forth the effort and puts themselves out there for the betterment of the department and for the opportunity to be promoted. I'm extremely proud of you for taking this step. I'd like to close with some thoughts for a newly promoted officer. Always place the safety of your members before anything else. It's your responsibility to keep them safe and to send everyone home, including yourself. Try to be consistent. It's not always easy considering that people are not consistent, at least consistently correct. Train hard. It really does matter. Be the crew that everyone wants to see when you show up. Be the officer that you wanted to work with. Be the example. Be the leader that you are all the time. Be a good listener. Always listen to your crew. They might see something or know something you don't. Be a leader of integrity. It requires a deep commitment to do the right thing for the right reason, regardless of the circumstances.
Thanks.
I, Trent Short,
I, Trent Short,
do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the duties of the position
do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the duties of the position
of lieutenant for the city of Urbana in the county of Champaign, Illinois,
of the city of Urbana in the county of Champaign, Illinois,
and will, to the best of my ability,
and will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States,
preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States,
the state of Illinois,
the state of Illinois,
and the charter and ordinances of the city of Urbana,
and the charter and the ordinances of the city of Urbana,
acting rightfully for the citizens of Urbana.
acting rightfully for the citizens of Urbana,
So help me God.
so help me God.
Okay, now, Lieutenant Keith Shaproff, recently retired, is going to make remarks for Michael Janish, Engineer Mike Janish. Come on, Mike.
Yeah.
First of all, congratulations. It's an honor to speak to you today. When that name Mike Janish comes to mind, I think about the Maltese cross that we all wear on our shirts and all the things that it stands for, like observation, constantly aware of the changing situations and what needs to be done, the tact, to be professional in speech, no matter what the situation, dexterity, to be versatile, explicitness, to clearly communicate in whatever the situation is, perseverance, to never quit. It doesn't have to be on the fire scene, it can be who's going to get the dishwasher first when it's empty. Sympathy, to treat others gently, even though they don't always gently treated him. Gallantry, to step up when duty calls, and he's usually the first one taking the step. A self-motivator, a go-getter. Loyalty, to be committed, and he always is committed to the task. He has very high moral values, puts God and family first, and has a lot of integrity. Thank you.
I, Michael Janish,
I, Michael Janish,
do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the duties of the position of engineer for the city of Urbana
do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the duties of the position of engineer for the city of Urbana
in the county of Champaign, Illinois,
in the county of Champaign, Illinois,
and will, to the best of my ability,
and will to the best of my ability
preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States,
preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States,
the state of Illinois,
the state of Illinois,
and the charter and ordinances of the city of Urbana,
and the charter and ordinances of the city of Urbana,
acting rightfully for the citizens of Urbana.
acting rightfully for the citizens of Urbana.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Not too much. We also had one more of our members presented to engineer. It's Engineer Jeff Orr, and he couldn't be here today. And but again, we want to congratulate him on his promotion to engineer. Okay, we're now going to do a department receiving line. So I'd like all the firefighters to line up in rank and seniority. We'll start here, and then we'll move right around the circle and down the wall, and then we'll do a receiving line for those promoted. So if everybody wants to get in place. Brian. Okay, officers, come, if you can walk through the line. Let me stick it on. Okay, I want to thank everybody for coming. I know a few weeks ago we had a retirement ceremony, and this is the other side of the retirement ceremony. We promote people up to those positions, and people take greater responsibility, and it's just part of the growth of the fire department, people moving on, and people stepping in those shoes. So thank you for coming and be a part of that. We've got refreshments over here, and if you would stick around and congratulate those that were promoted. Appreciate it.